Good evening. We interrupt your regular programming for a special report on the catastrophic situation unfolding in central Vietnam. A relentlessly cruel cocktail of torrential monsoon rains and the aftermath of insert current typhoon named Tropical Depression has turned the central region, Vietnam's narrowest and most vulnerable strip of land, into an inland sea. From the coastal city of Da Nang to the ancient capital of Hue, and deep into the mountainous provinces of Quang Tri and Quang Binh, the water is rising, and the situation is becoming increasingly desperate. Tonight, we are looking at a humanitarian crisis. Authorities report that over 100,000 homes are currently submerged. The death toll, tragically, continues to tick upward as rescue teams fight against strong currents and landslides to reach isolated communities. This is not just heavy rain, this is a historic deluge. In some areas, water levels have exceeded the historic flood peaks of 1999. The infrastructure is buckling, power grids are down, and for thousands of families tonight, the only dry ground left is the roof over their heads. Over the next few minutes, we will take you ground level to witness the devastation, examine the economic fallout, and ask the hard question: is this the new normal for central Vietnam? Let us begin in Thu Thien Hue province. Usually, this time of year sees tourists flocking to the imperial citadel. Today, the streets of Hue are navigable only by boat. Reports coming in from the ground indicate that 80% of the city is inundated. The graceful Perfume River has breached its banks with violent force. Residents here are accustomed to annual floods. They call it living with the flood, but locals tell us this year is different. The water rose too fast at night, catching thousands off guard. Electricity has been cut off across much of the province for safety reasons. This blackout complicates rescue efforts and leaves residents in a terrifying darkness as the rains continue to hammer the tin roofs. Hospitals are operating on backup generators, struggling to keep critical care units functioning while their ground floors are awash with muddy river water. While the cities face rising tides, the situation in the mountainous regions to the west is lethal in a different way. The ground, saturated by weeks of relentless downpours, has lost its structural integrity. We are receiving harrowing reports from Quang Tri and Quang Nam provinces regarding massive landslides. The Rau Trang hydropower plant area, a site of tragedy in years past, is once again on high alert. The sheer volume of rain has turned hillsides into rivers of mud and rock. Several remote communes have been completely cut off. Roads have been severed, meaning relief trucks cannot get through. The only way in or out is by helicopter, but low cloud ceilings and gale-force winds have grounded many air rescue operations. The Vietnam People's Army has mobilized thousands of soldiers. They are racing against time, often digging through mud with hand tools to locate missing persons. It is a grim, exhausting, and dangerous task. Why is this happening, and why does it seem to be getting worse? Meteorologists point to a combination of factors. We are currently seeing the effects of mentioned La Niña or specific weather phenomenon, if applicable, which warms the waters of the East Sea, fueling storms and increasing moisture in the atmosphere. However, climate scientists warn that this is part of a broader, darker trend. Central Vietnam has always been the country's storm barrier, but climate change is intensifying the rainfall. Storms are moving slower, dumping more water over a specific area for longer periods. Furthermore, deforestation upstream and rapid urbanization have reduced the land's natural ability to absorb this excess water. What we are witnessing is a collision between extreme weather events and human-made environmental changes. Moving south to Hoi An, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the iconic yellow shophouses are waist-deep in water. For a town that relies almost entirely on tourism, this is a devastating economic blow, coming just as the industry was recovering from the global pandemic. But the economic pain extends far beyond tourism. Central Vietnam is a hub for agriculture and aquaculture. Aerial surveys show thousands of hectares of rice paddies and vegetable crops completely wiped out. In the aquaculture zones, fish and shrimp farms have been washed away, sending millions of dollars of investment out to sea. For the farmers of the central region, this isn't just a bad season, it is total bankruptcy. Poultry and livestock losses are already estimated in the hundreds of thousands. The food security of the region in the coming months is now a major concern for the central government. The government of Vietnam has issued a high-level disaster warning. The Prime Minister has directed the Ministry of National Defense and local authorities to prioritize the preservation of human life above all else. Evacuation orders are currently in effect for low-lying areas in 3 provinces. International aid agencies and the Red Cross are beginning to mobilize, preparing emergency kits containing clean water, food, and medical supplies to prevent the outbreak of waterborne diseases, which is the secondary silent killer after the floods recede. The forecast, unfortunately, offers little reprieve. Another tropical depression is forming off the coast and is expected to make landfall within the next 48 hours. For the people of central Vietnam, the night is long and the water is high. They are a resilient people, hardened by history, but tonight they need more than resilience, they need help. We will continue to update you on this developing story as more information becomes available. For now, our thoughts are with every family waiting for the waters to recede. Reporting on the central Vietnam floods, thank you for watching and see you again.